My name's John and welcome back. This is the Pelican 8-quart cooler. This is basically your modern lunchbox that you'd be taking to the job site. This cooler has a lot of modern features, but this cooler is not perfect. And I'm going to give you a complete review of this cooler, showing its total capabilities and some things that really may only apply to me. I'm going to cover in this review. So if this video helps you in any way, please consider subscribing, and thanks for watching. The Pelican 8-quart cooler is $69, and this cooler has all the bells and whistles. This is what I consider a modern cooler. It has everything. The 8-quart Pelican has 2 built-in cup holders. What's nice, you don't have to have your drinks in the dirt, but they are very shallow. One bump, and this thing goes right over. So just be aware of that. They're very shallow, so nice to have, but not super effective. The top handle on the cooler has a notch here to hold the handle upright. The cooler also on the sides has 2 built-in slots that you can put an actual shoulder strap that it does not come with. But this is a very light cooler, and the carry handle, very easy to carry. On top of the cooler, they call this the dry box, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not weather sealed in any way. There's no rubber gasket, and also the latch is extremely tight. This area is basically a flat surface. If you're in a pinch, you can use this as a writing surface. The storage capacity really is a little more than the thickness of your phone. Lid shuts, latches down. I haven't had any trouble with the latch coming undone and anything falling out, but I wouldn't trust this for anything important because it's not weather sealed. And the latch is really tight to open. The front latch on the cooler, very simple to operate, but keep in mind it is just one latch, and one of the problems with the cooler is the handle is actually built into the lid, not the body, so you can pick this up and everything falls out on you. So just be aware of that. With one latch, you do have a little security issue compared to 2 latches. At the top of the cooler, you have a rubber gasket along with a raised edge on the side, giving you that nice tight seal for ice retention. Also has a built-in freeze pack that's removable, simple thumb screw, and the freeze pack comes out. What's great about the freeze pack, it comes with this removable basket, and with the frozen freeze pack and your sandwiches in the basket, it'll keep everything nice and cool. The downside of the freeze pack, it takes up a little room in the cooler, which I'll show you a little bit later. So the basket, nice and lightweight, bright green, so you're not gonna lose it. Flexible, has some nice built-in holes in it. It's about 2 inches deep. The basket is a blessing and a curse all in one. It's nice to put your sandwiches in here, but it takes away from the overall storage capability down in the bottom of the cooler. The total capacity of the 8-quart Pelican is 8 16-ounce cans, and that's if you don't want to use the basket, because it's not gonna fit vertically in here. But if you're going to use 12-ounce cans, you can still use the basket. Let's say you don't want to have 8 energy drinks, you want to be a little healthier, you can put a couple waters in here. You're going to actually put 4 waters in the center. As long as you remove the freeze pack, you'll be able to close the lid. Right now, won't close. Take out the freeze pack, and you can shut the lid and lock it down. But it is a tight fit in here, but it does work. And you can just take the freeze pack and shove it back here and have at least some of your drinks cold. In this configuration, you're going to fit very little ice in here. You can probably just put it over the top, but this is really the maximum capacity of what you can possibly fit in here to get you through the day. And you can probably put your sandwich right here and still be able to close it. If you want to retain the basket, you can fit a maximum of 5 beverages horizontally into the cooler. And since the body of the cooler is tapered, it gets smaller towards the bottom, you can fit 1 drink off to the side. And that's really the maximum capacity if you're going to be using the basket. And if you can crush a water down and remove the freeze pack, you might be able to shut the lid. Yep, there you go. 1 water in the basket, 5 beverages in the bottom, and this will work with water as well. The water will fit in here. Plenty of room for that. Overall, this is a nice little cooler. Like I said, it has all the bells and whistles, but this is a great lunchbox, and that's all it is. This is not getting you into the evening. If you want to do that, get yourself the 14-quart. You can put more ice in here and just keep you going throughout the course of the day. But for lunchtime, have this in the cab of your truck, your freeze packs in here. It just works great for that. Now I'm going to show you a 24-hour ice retention test using the 8-quart Pelican, but also I want to compare it to this 40-year-old Coleman 8-quart cooler. And you'll be surprised just how effective this cooler is at retaining ice, even compared to a modern cooler. Both of these coolers can hold 8 pounds of store-bought ice. You just saw me get the ice from the gas station, fill these up. And the way I'm going to perform this test is I'm going to keep the coolers in the cab of my truck. So as of right now, these coolers are completely filled with ice, filled to the top. It's 2 o'clock and it's 92 degrees outside, so I'm not going to be opening these coolers up until tomorrow at the same time. And we'll see if the new Pelican can outperform the Coleman. This is where they're going to live, behind the seat. It's 2:30. It's been 24 hours since I put the coolers back here, and it was 96 degrees yesterday, and it's a balmy 86 degrees today. Let's see what's actually in them. Starting with the Pelican, which sounds like it's just water. The Pelican is basically water with a little bit of ice chips in it. Not great. The Coleman, on the other hand, full-size ice cubes in here, along with a big chunk of ice. One of the main reasons why I think the Coleman performs better than the Pelican is this lid compared to what's on the Pelican. The Pelican has a rubber gasket, but it's barely making contact with the actual body of the cooler. With the Coleman, the lid is actually going down inside the cooler, creating that airtight seal. Like that's sealed up compared to the Pelican. There's actually suction when you pull the lid off the Coleman. What's funny is you're buying this new Pelican, it has all these great features, but you're not getting the cooling capability of this old Coleman. And it's pretty disappointing in the grand scheme of things, because these are basically thrown away and never used again, thinking you're getting something better with this new model. But the Coleman is unbelievable. Full-size ice in here compared to water. One final test of the Pelican. Can this Pelican cooler save your life? So you're out on the boat, you're on a canoe, you go overboard, there's nothing to hang on to except for this cooler. Can this cooler keep you upright in the water? Also, if there's nothing to drink, you're out in some salty water perhaps, can you get into the cooler while still holding on to it and get a drink out? This probably matters to no one except for me, but I felt like I should include it in the video. And also I'd like to thank my Uncle Jim for letting me use his pool in this video. So if this part of the video helps you in any way, please consider subscribing, and thanks for watching. The 8-quart Pelican, very easy to hold on to. This thing will keep you upright. Plenty of buoyancy here. You just pull out your water, no trouble whatsoever. You've been taking on water, no problem. Then you just shut it back up, totally fine. And if you want to just hang out here, hold on to it by the handle, will keep you up out of the water.